Ladies and gentlemen, now listen, I need y'all to hear me when I say this. Your mindset changes everything, not some things, not a few things, every single thing. Your mindset shapes your reality more than any external circumstance ever will. What you believe about yourself, the world, and what's possible sets the tone for how you move through life. The truth is, two people can be in the exact same situation and have completely different outcomes because one saw a problem and the other saw potential. That's the power of mindset. When you walk around thinking life is hard, I never get a break, nothing good ever happens to me, guess what? You begin to notice and attract everything that confirms that belief. You train your mind to see obstacles, not opportunities. On the flip side, when you tell yourself, I'm capable, something good is coming, I'm being prepared for more, your brain starts scanning the world differently. You begin to recognize open doors, new chances, and silver linings you might have overlooked before. This isn't some feel good fluff, it's science and it's spirit. Your mindset controls your focus, and your focus determines your direction. If you constantly dwell on what's going wrong, your life feels like a mess. But if you train your thoughts toward growth and solutions, even when things are tough, your world starts to expand. That's not denial, that's discipline. I've seen people who had nothing but a strong mindset, and they built empires. I've seen folks with every advantage in life throw it all away because they didn't believe in themselves. The mind can be your prison or your passport. It's all in how you use it. Sometimes we wait on our circumstances to improve before we change our attitude. But the real game changer is flipping that script. Asterisk, change your attitude first. Asterisk, life might not instantly become easier, but you'll become stronger, smarter, and more focused. You'll be better equipped to handle what comes your way, and more importantly, you'll stop standing in your own way. Mindset isn't just positive thinking, it's ownership. It's choosing to respond to life, not just react to it. It's refusing to let your past define your future. It's standing in the middle of a storm and still believing the sun's gonna shine again. So when I say mindset changes everything, I mean everything. Your relationships, your money, your health, your peace. It all starts up here. Because when you shift your thinking, you shift your energy. And when your energy shifts, your actions follow. And over time, your whole life begins to align with the vision you carry in your mind. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to start with the belief that your current situation is not your final destination, and from that belief, build a mindset that moves mountains, even if they start as pebbles. Your life is a reflection of your thoughts. Change your mind and you will change your life. That's a promise. Gratitude has the power to shift your entire perspective, and that shift can change the course of your life. The way you look at your daily experiences, especially the hard, boring, or frustrating ones, determines how you feel, how you act, and ultimately what kind of life you create for yourself. Most people go through life stuck in routine, complaining about what they have to do. But when you flip that mindset and realize you get to do those things, everything feels different. Let's take a common example, waking up early for work. For a lot of people, that's a groan, worthy moment. But imagine changing the thought from I asterisk have asterisk to go to work to I asterisk get asterisk to go to work. That small word shift carries a powerful energy. It means you have a job. It means you're trusted to show up, earn, contribute. There are people right now praying for the job you're complaining about. Gratitude doesn't ignore the challenges. It simply gives them context. When you start appreciating the little things, your mindset begins to expand. You stop living like life is happening asterisk to asterisk you and start realizing life is happening asterisk for asterisk you. That spilled coffee, that traffic jam, that tough conversation. It's all part of a bigger process. Gratitude doesn't mean you love every moment, but it means you trust every moment has a purpose. The truth is, your brain is wired to look for what's wrong. It's how we survived back in the day. But what you asterisk focus asterisk on becomes your reality. If you only notice the stress, the setbacks, the delays, you'll begin to live in a constant state of frustration. But when you choose to see the blessings, even the small ones, your heart softens, your energy rises, and your outlook transforms. Think about this. There are people who don't have clean water, who don't have legs to walk on, who are fighting for their lives in hospital beds. And here you are, scrolling through your phone, breathing freely, able to chase your dreams. That's not something to feel guilty about. It's something to be asterisk grateful asterisk for. Gratitude creates resilience. When you can say thank you, even in the storm, you're building mental and emotional strength. You stop waiting for things to be perfect before you feel peace. You learn to find peace right in the middle of the mess. It's easy to be grateful when everything's going right, but the real power comes when you can be grateful even when it's not. That's when gratitude becomes a mindset, not a moment. And when gratitude becomes a way of thinking, it shifts the way you speak, the way you walk, the way you show up in life. So next time you catch yourself grumbling, pause, rethink it. That thing you're annoyed by might be a blessing in disguise. Gratitude turns burdens into lessons and routine into revelation. It doesn't just make life feel better, it asterisk makes you asterisk better. Gratitude truly is the gateway to abundance. Struggles are not punishments, they are preparation. But most people don't see it that way when they're in the middle of the storm. When life hits you with job loss, heartbreak, failure, or delay, the first instinct is to think, why is this happening to me? But here's the truth most folks miss. The very thing you think is breaking you might actually be building you for something greater. Every successful person has gone through seasons of pain, confusion, and setback. But instead of giving up, they learn to see those seasons as classrooms. That's what struggle is, life's training ground. You don't get stronger when everything's easy. You don't discover your power when everything's going your way. You find out who you really are when you're tested. Sometimes we think the struggle means we've done something wrong, but it might mean you're on the exact path you need to be on. Just like an athlete doesn't get stronger without resistance, your character doesn't grow without pressure. You've got to be stretched, challenged, and even knocked down a few times before you step into the version of yourself that's ready to handle what you've been asking for. See, you can pray for a bigger life, but that prayer comes with preparation. God isn't going to put you in a position you're not ready to maintain. He's not going to bless you with more if your mindset, habits, or emotional maturity can't handle it. So he allows struggle, not to destroy you, but to asterisk shape asterisk you. Think about a seed. Before it becomes a tree, it's buried in darkness. It's covered in dirt. It's pressed down, but it doesn't mean the seed is dead. It's being prepared to rise. That's what happens in struggle. You might feel buried, but you're being planted. You're growing roots, and one day you'll break through. And people will wonder how you did it, but you'll know it was the struggle that made you. The problem is, we want the reward without the resistance. We want the blessing without the burden, but it doesn't work like that. The bigger the calling, the tougher the preparation. If you're going through something hard right now, don't assume life's punishing you. Ask yourself, asterisk, what is this trying to teach me? What is this preparing me for? Asterisk, because when you shift your mindset from victim to student, everything changes. Pain becomes purpose. Setbacks become setups. And failure becomes fuel. One day you'll look back on what you're going through and realize it didn't stop you. It asterisk made asterisk you. You'll see how it taught you grit, faith, patience, and perspective. You'll be grateful for the valley because it taught you how to climb. So when struggle shows up, don't just survive it. Asterisk grow asterisk through it. Embrace it as preparation. Trust that something greater is being built in you, even if you can't see it yet. Your future self will thank you for not giving up. Change doesn't start with your bank account, your job title, or your relationships. It starts in your mind. Every transformation you want to see in your life begins with the way you think. That's the root. That's the foundation. If you try to change your circumstances without first changing your mindset, it's like painting over a cracked wall. It might look good for a minute, but the cracks will always come back. Most people want external results without doing the internal work. They want success without shifting their thinking. But here's the truth. You cannot have a new life with the same old mind. The thoughts you entertain every day create the beliefs you live by, and those beliefs shape your actions. If your thoughts are full of fear, doubt, and limitation, your life will reflect exactly that, no matter how much talent or potential you have. Let's say someone wants to start a business. If their mindset is stuck in fear, what if I fail? What if I lose everything? I'm not good enough. Then they'll hesitate. They'll second, guess themselves. And even if they start, they won't go all in because deep down they don't believe they can succeed. That's the power of mindset. It can sabotage you before you even begin. But when you shift your thinking, when you replace fear with faith and doubt with belief, you unlock doors that were always there, just hidden behind your own limitations. A renewed mind leads to renewed behavior. You start taking bolder steps. You stop settling. You begin to speak differently, walk differently, and show up like someone who knows they deserve more. Changing your mindset means challenging the old stories you've been telling yourself. Maybe someone told you growing up that you weren't smart, or that you'd never make it. And somewhere along the way, you believed it. But here's the thing. You're not obligated to hold onto those beliefs. You can rewrite the script. You can decide right now to think differently. And when you think differently, you live differently. This shift doesn't happen overnight. It takes practice, self-awareness, and intention. But the first step is catching those negative thoughts and questioning them. Is this true? Is this helping me? Would someone I admire think this way? And little by little, you build a new mental framework, one rooted in growth, possibility, and power. It's not about pretending everything is perfect. It's about believing that even when it's not, you have what it takes to rise above it. That's what mindset does. It gives you power in situations where others feel powerless. So don't wait for your environment to change before you change your thinking. Flip that. Change your thinking, and you'll be surprised how fast your environment starts to shift. The outer world always follows the inner one. You don't need to move mountains today. Just start by moving your thoughts. Because once your mind believes, your life will begin to align, and that's where real change begins. Faith is more powerful than fear, and it's often the one thing that separates people who succeed from those who stay stuck. Fear will always try to hold you back. It whispers in your ear, what if you fail? What if you're not good enough? What if they laugh at you? And for most people, that's enough to stop them right there. But the people who rise, the ones who step into their calling and build the life they dream of, They don't move based on fear. They move based on faith asterisk. Faith doesn't mean you have everything figured out. It means you move anyway. It means you step forward even when you can't see the whole staircase. You don't wait for the perfect moment because you know the perfect moment might never come. You trust that if the dream was placed in your heart, the way will be made, even if it's not clear right now. Fear is loud, it's convincing, and it's comfortable. It'll give you every reason to play small and stay safe. But here's the truth. Fear will rob you of everything you're meant to have if you let it. It'll talk you out of opportunities. It'll convince you to shrink in rooms you were meant to shine in. It will keep you stuck in what if while life passes you by. But faith empowers. Faith says, even if I don't know how, I believe it's possible. It's not blind optimism. It's a deep trust that things are working for your good, even when it doesn't look like it. Faith is what lets you keep going after rejection. It's what helps you show up when nobody's clapping yet. It's what keeps your vision alive when the world tells you to give up. Think about anyone who's done something extraordinary. At some point, they had to move in faith. They had to believe in something bigger than the fear they were feeling. They had to walk into rooms without validation, without guarantees. They had to take risks. And those risks weren't always rewarded immediately, but they kept going, because faith isn't about the short-term result, it's about long-term trust. When you operate from faith, your energy shifts. You stop seeking constant reassurance. You stop waiting for permission. You start creating, acting, building, because you believe something greater is guiding you, and that belief fuels persistence. It gives you peace in chaos. It silences the fear long enough for you to take the next step. Living by faith doesn't mean you won't feel fear. It means fear doesn't get to make your decisions. Fear might visit, but it doesn't get to unpack and stay. You acknowledge it, and then you choose faith anyway. So the next time you're standing at the edge of something new and fear starts to creep in, remind yourself, faith brought you this far and it's not going to let you fall. Step forward, speak up, show up. Because the life you want isn't on the other side of fear, it's on the other side of faith asterisk. One of the most powerful things you can do for yourself is to believe in your own worth. So many people walk through life shrinking themselves, doubting their abilities and silencing their dreams, not because they aren't capable, but because somewhere along the way they stopped believing they deserved more. They let fear, rejection, or past failures convince them they weren't good enough. But here's the truth. If you don't believe in your own value, no one else will either. When you believe in your worth, everything changes. The way you speak about yourself changes. The way you let others treat you changes. The way you show up for opportunities changes. People who believe they have value carry themselves differently. They walk with confidence. They pursue things that others might call unrealistic. They understand that they are not just here to survive. They're here to make an impact. Too often, we let the world define our value. We base our worth on likes, followers, salaries, titles, or the opinions of people who don't even know our story. But none of those things can measure your true worth. Your value was set the moment you were born. You were created with purpose, with gifts, and with something unique to offer this world. No one else has your exact combination of experiences, ideas, talents, and heart. That alone makes you worthy. Believing in your worth doesn't mean you think you're perfect. It means you know you are enough even while you grow, even while you heal, even while you work on becoming better. You stop waiting until you're more qualified, more polished, or more accepted to go after what you want. You start now as you are because you trust that you bring value to the table already. When you own your worth, you stop begging for validation. You don't need everyone to understand you. You don't chase approval. You understand that not everyone will get it, and that's okay. The right people, the right opportunities, the right moments, they will be drawn to the real you, but first you have to be the real you. Fully, boldly, without apology, start speaking life over yourself. Stop saying things like I'm not good at this, or I could never do that. Your words shape your mindset, and your mindset shapes your reality. Start saying, I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm capable, and I deserve to be here. That small shift in language is the beginning of a major shift in life. Your worth is not determined by your mistakes. It's not based on your past. It's not tied to your performance. It's rooted in who you are. And the moment you start believing that, you stop settling, you stop shrinking, you start rising. You were never meant to live small. You were meant to live fully, boldly, and with purpose, but it starts with you. Look in the mirror and say it like you mean it. Asterisk, I am worthy, I am valuable, and I will no longer live beneath my potential. Asterisk, because when you believe in your worth, the world starts to believe it too.